So we get a special stream since it's Valentine's Day. I kind of try to make things look nice and festive. Okay, hold on. The thing it'll start normally. There we go. Look, see? Looks nice and festive, don't you think? And there's something special for Twitch, something only Twitch can see. And the reason being is I can't get it to work on any other platform. But it's there if you guys want to type that. Okay, this is too awkward without any music. No, Beaver, they can't see these. Don't. How dare you? Anyways, what's up? How you guys doing? Welcome to Saint Pigeonations. Please enter your name. Like a last name. Oh my goodness, this is kind of loud. At least for me it is. Hold on. There we go. Did that not work? Oh my god. Come on, dude. I tested it like a bunch of times. Okay, try it again, Beaver. Hello, Krona. How are you? You'll see what this is. Just be patient. You'll see what we're doing. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Hatoful Boyfriend includes a powerful visualization module, allowing even the birdiest of birds to appear as normal humans when first introduced. Display human portraits? Sure, why not? You know what? No. No, we want the full experience. Thank you, Kron. I appreciate that. Dude, what the heck? Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. It's still not working? Alright, I'm just gonna turn it off. I don't understand why that doesn't work. Oh, I know why. I'm dumb. Okay, there we go. Try it again. College romance? Yes, it is college romance. Saint Pigeonations, a school blessed with extensive curricula and facilities. It's already been a year since I ended my ordinary life and walked through these gates. I should probably say, this school is known for one thing in particular. This school is Japan's, no, the world's greatest gathering place for gifted birds. Birds who want to study the arts, the sciences, even sports all come to St. Pigeonations. The teaching staff and student body are both made up of diverse blend of birds of differing backgrounds and species. This is going to be the best school, Krona, don't you worry. I'm often asked why I chose to come here despite not being a bird. It's a long story. Not every day I see you rushing along like this. Ryota. Usually you'd have been ready for an hour by now, slacker. Overslept. Ryota Kawara. This rock dove is named Kawara Ryota. We've been friends since he was barely hatched. He can be a little mischievous, but he's responsible and kind. Oh my god, it still didn't work. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Hi, Izzy. Is this a dating sim? I don't know, you'll have to see. Okay, I'm getting rid of this. For some reason, it just... No, it does work. Why does it not work for you? I can invoke the freaking correct flow. Hey, what's up, Nikki? How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. There, see, it works. You can throw things at me by typing the words above. You were scared I wouldn't be live tonight. Well, don't worry, I'm live. What's up, Anthony? Thank you for the follow. Breakfast was a little hard to catch today. I can't relax without red meat inside. Living as a hunter-gatherer sounds tough. I'd be happy to make you breakfast, you know. I might take you up on that offer when starvation looms. Thanks, Ryota. Oh, the bell already? Come on, we need to hurry to class. Jeepers, no good being late on the first day. And so, Ryota pulled me along into school. Today is the start of a new semester. I wonder what lies in store. It was all I could do to adjust to the atmosphere last year, to make up for all that lost fun. Hi, Kate. I think we're in 2-3. Ryota and I are in the same class again. Old faces, new faces, a strange thrill fills my heart as I look around at the assembled birds. Hope we all get along. Here's to the formation of many happy memories. Oh, the teacher's here. Good morning, everybody. I'm Nanaki Kazuaki. I seem to be your teacher this year. I specialize in math and physics, and also some other things. Sir, wake up! It's homeroom! He sleeps with his eyes open. Kazuyaki Nanaki. This quail is Nanaki Kazuaki. He's a famously soporific math professor. I'd heard the rumors, but I hadn't expected him to fall asleep just like that. Apparently, he's well known as a mathematician. Just goes to show, great minds come in all forms. Oh, go for it, Izzy. That sounds like fun. I'm sorry, isn't it a little warm in here? Which reminds me, we have a transfer student. Please introduce yourself, Shirogane. Oh my god. Look at that. Tail feathers. What's the point? I have no wish to speak with commoners. Do not think I'm here because I wish to be. Oh well, I guess that's that. Hey, that's no good. But he doesn't want to introduce himself. But we can't let him break the rules like that, sir. The system will collapse and we'll all turn into kulaks and dissenters. Well, when you put it like that, could you at least say your name, Shirogane? Shirogane La Belle Sakuya. It seems this fantail is Shirogane Sakuya. His feathers would make any birdie proud. He's pretty stuck up, but then transferring is never easy. I hope we can be friends. Hello, Simia. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. What a drama queen. I know. This one's gonna be trouble. Sakuya sits down, glaring daggers at Ryota and me. I think this little bird is telling me there's gonna be trouble down the line. Lunch already. Today is slipping by so quickly. Reminds me, I've had these books out from the library all summer. I'll return them now. You hope whoever put this game together actually went out of their way stalking birds to take close pictures of them. Maybe. It is made by Devolver Digital. They're usually pretty crazy. Would I happen to be a voice actor? Nah. I mean, I do like voice acting whenever I play games, but, you know, I'm not, like, paid to do it. Where is everyone? Aside from the receptionist, there's hardly anybody here. Huh? Is someone looking at me? Probably just my imagination. Or not. A mourning dove stands in a dark corner, staring in my direction. Mourning doves aren't very common in Japan, but apparently they're everywhere in America. Did you want something from me? He looked away. Not really. I'm pretty sure it was him who I felt looking at me. There's no one else here. Are you sure? Yes, I don't want anything from you. It's the things you're carrying that I'm interested in. He glances at the desk as if to say, hurry up and return them already. Oh, sorry. They were a little too dense and I never finished them. Were you waiting for them all summer? He silently returns his gaze to his book. Maybe he's in a bad mood? I'm Slacker Savant, a sophomore. What about you? You're... Nageki. Fujishiro. Fujishiro Nageki. Freshman. Bye, Izzy. Hope you have a good night. Fujishiro Nageki, huh? Maybe it's just because he's a mourning dove, but he seems a little sad. Leave me alone. He's reading his book again. Okay, sorry to bother you. I keep meeting depressing people today. Story of my life. Now that I have that out of the way, I think I'll head back to class. Wait, isn't that... You should have been instructed not to approach me in school. Come on, Sakuya, what kind of thing is that to say to your own brother after all these years? My brother? You must be joking. You've never once been a brother to me. Please don't try to talk to me again. I've no time for half-breeds. I'll be going now. Hey, wait just a... I guess even if we're in the same school now, what's done is done. Hey, thank you for the follow, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome. It makes you feel uncomfortable. Come on. Get into the spirit of it. It's Valentine's Day. I hadn't meant to eavesdrop, but I think I just overheard something juicy. The ever-popular trendsetter and ladies' man Sakazaki Yuya is Sakuya's brother? I wonder what the story behind that is. Sorry, a pop-up came up. Hey. You heard that whole thing, right? Are you a friend of Sakuya's? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to listen in on you. No sweat. I try to stay sexy and suave in front of all you little ladies, but that there wasn't too cool. This fantail pigeon is Sakazaki Yuya, an upperclassman. I've never talked to him before, but he's famous, or infamous, throughout the school. Everybody knows of him. You're Slacker, right? How did you... I know everybody here. Besides, you're the only human. A single poppy in a field of rye. Did you say you were a friend of Sakuya's? Not exactly. We had a rather ballistic introduction this morning. We're in the same class, that's all. I'd never thought that stuck-up aristocrat wannabe was your brother. Aristocrat wannabe. He is an aristocrat, actually. The genuine article, in the flesh. He is? He's a bit of a pain, so good luck, mon ami. Adieu. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that.
What's up, Furball? How you doing? Hey, Rexy, thank you for the lurk. Happy Valentine's Day.
He really is a noble bird. Never heard anything like that about Yuya, though. Probably a twisty business. That's all for today. Stay safe, everyone.
Yay! Huh? Sir, where's Ryota?
He said he was going to the infirmary. Maybe you should go and see if he's still there.
Now that I think about it, Ryota always did have a weak stomach. I should go to the infirmary just to make sure he's okay. Amazing? Me too. I am doing amazing as well, Furball. Thank you. Nobody's here? There's no one sleeping behind the curtains, and the doctor isn't here either. My hunter-gatherer instincts feel no presence. There's no birdie here. Ryota? No reply. The infirmary is empty. Weird. Did he go home already? I feel a little nervous poking around the empty room. Now that I think of it, I haven't been in here much before. Unlike Ryota, I'm perfectly healthy. Whoa, they've got all kinds of drugs in here. Ethylpar, Trife, Luciobenzene. What do these even do? Care to find out? Doctor? I'll feed you all sorts of things if you want. No, thank you. Shu Iwamine. Iwamine. Fantastic music choice. This partridge is Iwamine Shu, the school doctor. He's rather creepy in person and has a bad reputation among the student body. Every birdie knows that even just talking to him can bring you down with aspergillus, psittacosis, or even worse things. Aspergillus? And I never even heard him come in the door. Ninja doctor?
You don't look like you have a good reason to be in here. Did you need something?
I heard Ryota Kawara from 2-3 was supposed to be here.
Him? He's already gone.
Oh. Didn't he come find me before going home? Sorry to bother you. I'll be going now. Finally out of that den of evil. You sure hope there's a fruit dove character? Me too. Ryota's already gone home. What do I do now? Hey, thank you for the follow, Ophelia. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I never got around to joining a club last year. Buffalo Weaver, you sure know your birds, don't you? Maybe I'll go take a look at some of my options. I think there are clubs for baseball, soccer, track, kendo, migration, bird watching. Wasn't there another one? Anyway, I'll start with the track team. I ran in middle school, and it's always funny watching the birds hop around. I think their club room is on the ground floor, off to the side. A white dove is having a tantrum outside. This is no pudding for a man. Oko-san rejects it. It is a lie, a vicious falsification. He's dancing around on a squished pudding. Hey, that's not very nice to the pudding. Oko-san. This is Oko-san. He doesn't really look it, but supposedly he's a fantail pigeon, I think. Either way, he's hyper. Oko-san has suffered a deception most vile, a wretched betrayal. Betrayal? Oko-san instructed that pudding be provided for new members. But this is no pudding. Ousted, scorned, betrayed, dragged into the street, and shot by those he trusted most. It's squished and filthy, but the thing under his feet looks like normal store-bought pudding. What's wrong with it? Spare the jests, young lady. Oko-san used wing attack. It's super effective. Hey, what's up, Shadows? How you doing? They'll rue the day they crossed Oko-san. He'll have them flayed, hanged, shot at dawn, he will. Oko-san must now train to achieve true pudding. Farewell. And he's gone. He's a good runner, but what does pudding have to do with the track team? Sorry, I gotta figure out why I keep liking the damn mic. Okay, there we go. That should be okay now. And so ended the first day of my second semester at St. Pigeonations. Instead of a box of chocolates, give him fries. Or how about dropped museum popcorn? I think we want to choose the class council today. As you all know, this school doesn't require you to join any club. If you want to, you can, but if you don't, then you're free to go home after school. Oko-san has time only for the track team. That's good. What about you, Shirogane? Dude, Mike, stop. You're pissing me off. I think I gotta set the volume back down a little bit. I don't know what's going on with this stupid mic. A foolish question. I already hold a position here. Oh, that's right. You became student president when you were admitted. Nepotism ho! Oh wait, no, that's me. Nepotism ho! Don't we get to vote? Just coming to school is enough for me. You have to take care of your mother on your own and all. I wonder what I should do. Join the... Uh-oh, what should we do? Which after school group should we join? Hey, what's up, Hello Kitty? How you doing? You need a catalog of who's who? A little, pamphlet with all the birdies. Library? Okay. We're joining a library. That's it, everyone, isn't it? Oh, no. That's everyone, isn't it? Have fun. Today's an elective day. What should I do? Attend. I'm guessing we get stats from going to class. Let's go to music class. Music? Yeah. You're thinking the same as I am, Kitty. We sang birdie melodies. It was a little tiring, but singing together is fun. Hi, Bella. Dude, what is going on with my mic? Holy shit. Hold on. Alright, can you hear me? Test, 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 test. Bah. Okay. I don't know what the hell is going on today. Okay, is the music louder than me or am I louder than the music? What matters is that you guys can hear me. The music's louder? Okay. Thank you. I will turn it down. Means it's probably louder for Twitch chat too. Okay. Twitch chat, tell me how that is. And then TikTok, I will drop it down for you as well. How's that, TikTok? Does that sound better? Actually, hold on. I'm gonna pull this back up a bit, and then I'm gonna see if I can turn the music down in game. Sounds better? Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna turn it down in the volume settings. Here we go. Yeah, that's down to 30%. Okay, it's not too quiet. Can you still hear it? Yeah, looks like you can still hear it. Good, good. Alright. Alright, thank you, everybody. Sorry about that. Hey, GPS, thank you for the follow. Slacker leveled up. Charisma increased by 5. I'm on receptionist duty today. Better hurry. Boring as usual. The library here doesn't seem very popular. Not enough books? It's on the 5th floor, though, so at least the view is nice. Sitting here, twiddling my thumbs is bad for me. I wish someone would come ask me something. There's no birdie here. I wonder if it would be okay to close early. I wish I could just spread my wings and fly away. Planning to jump off the building. The window there is rather good for that, Miss Receptionist. Nageki, when did you... I've been here all along. I never noticed. He's almost as bad as the doctor. Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. You're thinking I have no presence, right? It's okay. I already know that. You certainly seem to like this place. Yes, is that a problem? No, books are nice. They are. Why don't you join the library staff, Nagaki? You could read whatever you want. I already read whatever I want. Touché? You shouldn't slack off, Miss Receptionist. And with that, he takes a book and is gone between the stacks. What a strange bird. Ah, sitting at home is so relaxing. Wait, what? Do I live in a cave? Oh, tomorrow is the class hike. Did I prepare anything? We won't be going far, so I don't have to. Well, health first. I think I'll have some udon and go to sleep. Seriously, am I a caveman? Today is the hike. We stopped for a break on a hillside. Who should I talk to? Oh, who should I talk to, everybody? My friend Ryota, the snooty Sakuya, the creepy Oko-san, or the teacher, Kazuaki. Who should I talk to? Alright, I'm gonna pick our friend. Ryota, let's eat together. Sure, great view, huh? Huh? Is that your lunch, Slacker? Yep, it's a calorie That's a pretty sad thing to bring on a picnic. No, it's not. A great man once said it's the ambrosia of the gods. Geez, if you eat like that, you'll be dead on the roadside by the time we head back. Here, I'll share mine. Really? Wow, thanks, Ryota. And so I got to eat half of Ryota's lunch. His cooking is so good. We can save the calorie mate in case of a survival situation. Today is an elective day. What should I do? Attend... what should we do? We already went to music class. Hello, person with emoji name. How are you? I'm gonna go to math class. I'm not getting this at all. Maybe you should review the basics a bit more, Savant. Yes, sir. Slacker leveled up. Wisdom increased by 5. By 5 or 2-5? Yeah, by 5. How are you doing? I imagine you're all well aware, but the sports festival is right around the corner. Please think about what you'll do. Sports festival season already?
Welcome back from the ad break.
If it were in the fall, it would conflict with the cultural festival, so it's always been in May. What are you going to do, Ryota? I haven't decided, but probably the three-legged race. Somebody has to. Oko-san will handle the marathon. Indeed he will. You do have a lot of stamina, Oko-san. What about you, Sakuya? You can't possibly be expecting me to run in some race, can you? It's a sports festival. Is there an event that doesn't involve running?
How about being a cheerleader?
The general, in other words. Very well, leave it to me. I don't think that's...
Also, the first aid team is always short-handed, so I'm sure they could use help if anybody still can't decide. That's all for today.
Ryota's doing the three-legged race, Oko-san's running the marathon, and Sakuya's a cheerleader. Yuya might be running the first aid tent. What should I do? I'll have to think about it. Today's the sports festival. I never did make up my mind. What should I do? Go to the... let's run the marathon.
You're running the marathon too, Slacker.
Yep, someone needs to act as female representative. Good luck, Oko-san.
Never worry, never fear. Oko-san never brings up the rear.
Swift as the wind as usual. I think he came in first, but I can't see from here. I'd better do my best too. The first barrier for all students who make it this far, the midterm exam. We're getting them back today. I don't think I did too well.
Savant?
Yes.
I don't think you did too badly.
Yes?
Not too... nope, sorry, you did badly.
No.
Try harder next time, okay?
I disappointed Mr. Nanaki. I'll have to study more from now on. With the festival and the midterm over, there's nothing to look forward to but summer heat. Doves smell kind of funny when it gets humid like this. Huh? There's a bunch of birds in front of the staff room. What are they doing? No sugarcoating. Hey, that's how you know they're a good teacher. You know, tell you straight how it is. You done fucked up. That way you know to try harder next time. Huh? Oh, there's Yuya. Yuya, what's going on? Salutations, Slacker. Brian won his 7th Pulitzer. He gestures at a new clipping on the staff room pinboard. It says, Brian, the first intelligent pigeon, crowned again. What's up, Enzo? How you doing? Brian? Don't tell me you don't know who he is. I think I've heard his name, but... He's the world's most famous blogger. He began when birds were barely intelligent. He's a very skilled and insightful writer. He was the one who suggested that the Dove Olympics be called the Pidge Olympics. He's extremely influential. The name was adopted right away. Why don't you look him up right now, mon ami? Try Googling Brian Pigeon. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh, lunch is nearly over. Adieu, Slacker. Hi, Enzo. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Today is a good day. I feel like I'm shining. I wonder what I should do during break. Go to the... Let's go to the store. What game is this? This is Hatoful Boyfriend. It's a bird dating sim. Stick around, you'll see what I mean. I don't really need anything, but I think I'll go to the store. I've never really looked around there before. Wow, they've got all sorts of things for sale. Though, these nest building materials look like what you'd find in a human store's trash. My, how mature of you, mon ami, planning to settle down already. Yuya! No, that's not it. I'm still a high school student. That may be so, but you know we doves reach sexual maturity within a year of birth. They do? That seems a little hasty. That aside, what are you here to buy, Yuya? Your love, of course. My... Yuya, we're not... I'm not good enough? Oh well, I'll have to try again later. Is this how he talks to every girl he meets? I'll let it slide. Have I ever played Sable's Grimoire? I have not played Sable's Grimoire. What's that about? Sounds cool. It's not like it's surprising coming from him. Today's an elective. What should we do? Alright. Let's go to gym. Today is calisthenics. Ryota, you're in high school and you still can't do a chin-up? Don't look at me like that. You're making me feel like a failure. Yay, vitality increased by 5. I am more vitalitus. I don't think that's a word. Today is Tanabata. There's probably a bamboo tree in the plaza this year too. I think I'll go make a wish. The dating sim as well, set in a high school where you're the only human and everyone else is fantasy creatures. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Is it on Steam? Wow, there's lots here already. Any birdie I know? May mother stay healthy this year, and may my stomach get better. Ryota. Nothing. What should I wish for? Conquer the world. I wish to crush all opposition that rises before me and rule the world with an iron fist. Oh, hello. Is that you, Savant? Mr. Nanaki. You should be careful out this late. It can be dangerous for a girl, you know. I was about to head home. Would you like me to walk you to your place? Sure, why not? Oh, okay. Well, I'll put that on my radar for next Valentine's Day then. That sounds interesting. Yes, please. All right. Mr. Nanaki demonstrated some extreme sleeping on the way home, but we arrived eventually. Your house is very rustic, Savant. I like it this way. It's wonderful to have a place to come back to, isn't it? Wonderful indeed. He looks a little sad. Sir? See you tomorrow. Don't forget your homework. And so he left, a somewhat hollow-sounding farewell echoing behind him. Or was it just my imagination? Is that a real game, Enzo? That doesn't sound real. Today's an elective. Let's go to... Alright, let's go to music again. I've been placed in charge of the timpani today. Last time it was the gong. What am I supposed to be? The musical gorilla? Yes, I am a musical gorilla. Well, no, I've neither heard of that game nor have I played it. How'd I spend Valentine's Day? I spent it with my partner. We went out to eat, and we did some shopping, and I got a what do you call it? A Miku blind box, and I pulled the rare Miku. So pretty good Valentine's Day. How about you? How'd you spend your Valentine's Day? We get our finals back today. I'm not sure I did too well. Savant? Sir? You didn't do too badly, I think. Yes? You, never mind. You did badly. Sorry. Oh. Try harder next time, okay? I disappointed Mr. Nanaki. I'll have to study more from now on. Wait, is there something I should be doing? Or is this just a story thing? Today's the last day. It's been a semester already. Sometimes it seemed long and sometimes it seemed short, but either way, it's summer now. I need to check all the assigned books before I go home. There will be a lot of students coming in to borrow their summer reading pretty soon. Today is the closing ceremony, so there are even fewer birds in here than usual. Do I have Pokemon cards? I used to. When I was a kid, I collected a whole bunch of them. I had a huge binder. I had all the original 151, and I had, believe it or not, a first edition holographic Charizard. And moving, because I moved like 7 times since then, it got lost. So somewhere out there is a binder with all original 151 Pokemon, including a handful of the Japanese cards too, the original Japanese ones, and a first edition holographic Charizard. So somebody made out like a bandit when they found that thing. Am I the only one? Well, that just makes my job easier. But I'm probably not alone. I've seen this situation before. Nageki? No reply. Maybe he's not here. Are you here, Nugget? Please be quiet in the library. Hello. You're rather noisy today. Did you want something? Nope. I was just wondering if you were here. Of course. I'm always here. He replies from his corner in a somewhat annoyed tone of voice. Oh, the book he's holding. That's assigned reading this semester. Is it any good? Not really. I'm almost done with it. It forces its safe ethical viewpoint on the reader, like all assigned reading. The whole concept is inane. Why force everyone to read the same books? It is pretty boring most of the time. What do you like to read? Huh? You volunteered to work here, so you must like books. I was wondering what to read next. So you want me to recommend something? He nods. What about... I don't know either of these. What book should we recommend to him? Railroad? Okay. What about Night on the Galactic Railroad? I liked it. Too stereotypical. Oh, sorry. You've already read it, I imagine. Yes. So, I liked it too. And so I spent the afternoon working in the library, occasionally exchanging a word with Nageki. Time flows slowly by. This sort of thing is nice too. Oh, that's cool. Does that mean she's going to get it for you? Your favorite food is KFC? I used to be able to eat that back in the day. I can't anymore. It's kind of makes me feel a little ugh. At least she accepts you. Oh, that's cute. I'm glad to hear that. It's easy to fall out of practice and get fat and lazy during summer vacation. A hunter-gatherer's body is her way of life. So maybe I'll go running today. Oh my. Did birds take over? Ah, that was a good run. A true running girl's way to start vacation. I wonder how far I ran. I always lose track of where I'm going once the runner's high kicks in. Where am I? I must have wandered out of my usual stomping ground at some point. Which way did I come from? Don't fail me now, Paleolithic homing instinct. The sun's setting. I'd rather not sleep outside. Hey, you. Hmm? Oh, it's a little Finchy. I don't know you. Where'd you come from? A sparrow stands next to me, squinting up at my face. Her wing is resting on a motor scooter. It looks a little bit vintage. How cute. I feel a strange pressure. I can tell right away that this sparrow isn't just any birdie. I'm from St. Pigeonations. I was out for a run and got lost. You ran all the way from there? You must be good. It's about a 2-hour drive from here. What? I guess that's why my legs hurt. I wonder if I'll be able to run home again. I like the cut of your jib. Anyone that determined deserves a ride home. Come on. The intimidating sparrow gestures at her scooter. It's a little small, but we should fit, I think. Thank you. May I ask your name? Koshiba Azami. I sell takoyaki. Call me Azami. Then thank you, Azami. What a cutie. You're a very cute, or very cautious, wow. You're a very cautious driver. Carve it into your soul, kid. One accident is all it would take, and that would be the end of both of our lives. It may seem strange to a young girl like you, but once you've lost someone, you'll understand. There is a far-off look in her eyes. I'm sure you know what you're talking about, but at this rate, I might get home faster by walking. You think we'll get there by dawn? Carve it into your soul. The speed limit for scooters is 30 kilometers per hour. We're not even going that fast. Following traffic laws is part of my credo. Isn't riding tandem against the law too? That rule is for humans. Birds are light, so one or two more doesn't stop the brakes from working. We're fine like this. But I'm not a bird. And so we putted along at Azami's hyper-cautious speed. By the time we got to my house, it was almost light out. It's still a long time until the semester starts, and I still have a lot of homework. Maybe I should apply for a part-time job since I have the chance. Should I get a job? I think I'll get a job. We need money in our pockets. I think I saw a flyer at the station hiring high school students over the summer. It was the cafe, right? It's beautiful in here. Oh my. Little budgie. Pardon me, miss, but we're not open yet. If you could come back at Oh, sorry, I was just here to ask about the job. The proprietor of the cafe is an extremely elegant parakeet. A true gentle bird, without a doubt. That must be what people mean when they refer to a mature attractiveness. All the students at school are young and hyper, and the most dignified birds are the teachers. Oh, is that right? Forgive me. I am called Urushihara Kenzaburo. Oh my god, that's a name. Urushihara Kenzaburo. I am the owner of Torimi Cafe. I'm Savant Slacker. Welcome, Miss Slacker. I hadn't expected a human. Is this Christmas music? This is Christmas music. Your character's female? Yeah, I didn't know that. Are you going to interview me? I do not see any need to test such a wonderful young lady's desire to work here. And I believe you will be much more capable than I at moving the boxes of coffee and tea about. I'll be glad to. After all, I am a vitality girl. I shall be relying on you for this summer then, Miss Slacker. It is perhaps a little sudden, but could you start tomorrow? Of course. I am glad. I shall be waiting for you here in my cage. Tomorrow then, Miss Slacker. Today's my first day working at Mr. Urushihara's cafe. I think I'll leave early to make a good impression. What is 9 plus 10 is a meme. Yep, it is a meme. Miss? Yes, my character is a female, apparently. But, oh well. Good morning, Miss Slacker. Good morning, sir. Let me start by showing you where everything is. I'm sure you'll be able to remember everything soon, so please ask if you can't find something. He shows me around the cafe, explaining everything inside. The shop is small, and he keeps everything very tidy, so I'll be able to remember it all. Well then, what do you think? It's very nice. I almost want to move in. Come now. It's far too plain for a young lady such as yourself. Actually, compared to my house... Excuse me. I saw the flyer at the station and... Ryota? Slacker, what are you doing here? My model froze? Okay, hold on. Let me... You are correct. Give me just a sec. Looks like both me and Foxy froze. There we go. All better. A friend of yours, Miss Slacker? Oh, yes, this is Ryota. You came for the job too, Ryota? Yeah, I saw that it starts at noon, so I thought I could fit it in after my other job. But if you've already got the position, then that's that. Mr. Urishihara, could you use 2 people? Sadly, my cage is too small to have that much work to do. I should... do the job I was hired to. Get out of here, Ryota. This is my job. I'm sorry, Ryota, but I really want to do this. Don't worry about it, Slacker. I've got a couple more places to check. Perhaps some other time. I will be here if you are looking for something later on. I'll keep that in mind, sir. Have fun, Slacker. Oh, I know what song this is. Little Town of Bethlehem. Yeah. Yep, it's a Christmas song. Almost opening time. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm not about to mess up after taking the job from Ryota. I wonder who the first customer of my life will be. Oh, another little parakeet. Y'all get a new girl? A human? A budrigar? I've never heard that word before. The first customer of my life. A young man who doesn't quite suit the atmosphere of the cafe. I was hoping for some birdie who'd raise a few more flags. Maybe a white peacock? Welcome! Would you like a bath or a meal? Or maybe you'd like Mr. Urushihara? I'll take Kenzaburo. Hey, wait a minute now. Yes, a perfect delayed reaction. Oh, hello, Rabu. This is Rabu, Miss Slacker, a regular customer. I'm something of an important figure around here. See this card? 206 stamps. Amazing. Is he a cafe addict? Hey, what was that with... Wait, what was with that when I came in? I've wanted to provoke that reaction out of someone with a Kansai accent since I was a little girl. I don't know how to do a Kansai accent. Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Mr. Rabu. Thanks to you, my dream has come true and I can die happy. Y'all lost me on the roadside there. Well, that's how it is. Slacker, right? That seat over there is my private property. Y'all remember that now. A new encounter in the little birdcage. Today's a good day. I shall make some coffee to celebrate. Please sit down, both of you. And so the 3 of us enjoyed an early afternoon pot of coffee. Wait, aren't I supposed to be working? I stayed out on the town for too long and it's late. On my own, of course. Riding the stormy waves of life alone is what we humans are all about.
Hey, human.
Oh my god. What? Suddenly, I'm surrounded by a bunch of unkempt pigeons.
You go to St. Pigeonations, don't you? I bet a rich little girl like you gets a lot of pocket money from daddy, huh? Rich little girl going to a fancy school thinks she's so great.
Ugh. Darn it, I can't tell them apart. I can pick Ryota out of a crowd about 80% of the time, but rock doves I've just met all look the same. Do you have some business with me? If not, go away.
Hey, that's not nice.
Show us some cash first.
Cash.
They puff up their chests threateningly. Dumb punks. Picking on girls in the park is a good way to get ostracized for life.
What? What? You little...
They're angry now. My hunter-gatherer instincts can feel a fight coming. 3 pigeons on my own. Can I win this? It's the pigeons who drank the motor oil from the concrete and used it to spike their hair, apparently. Slam! Thud! Huh? The work of a moment. Some birdie flits forward, and in the blink of an eye, the doves are knocked to the ground, twittering in surprise. Looming majestically over the fallen doves is... Azami, little Finchy. That was close, Slacker. Are you sure you should be out this late? Of course, a finch kicked a bunch of pigeons' asses. I once saw a pigeon get its ass kicked by a baby duck, so that's not surprising.
What the who are you?
Me? Well, I'm a passing takoyaki lady.
Takoyaki? Don't screw with us.
They're stubborn. Here they come.
We're not gonna take this from a finch and a human.
Take this.
Yeah.
Oh, that was me. Not done yet, huh? I'll teach you chicks a lesson. Sparrow kick. This is so cool. Your sparrow kick is super cool, Azami. Don't relax just yet. This is where the real fight starts. Azami fluttering magnificently under the glow of the neon lights, and me gleefully punching the daylights out of the punctions. Fighting back to back, now that's trust. Today's the local summer festival. I think I'll go with some birdie. Invite... Oh, who should we invite? Who should we invite? I think, if anybody, I think we should invite Library Boy. Who is who again? Okay, Ryota is our friend. Sakuya is the pigeon who, the one with the long tails who seems too full of himself. Nageki is the book boy, the one that's always in the library. San is the pumped up pigeon, the one who likes to run a lot. And then Kazuaki is the teacher. I think I might take the book boy though. I'm gonna take him. I'll invite Nageki. He needs to get out more. But I don't know his address or phone number. I'd go look in the library if the school weren't already closed. Now that I think about it, I only know him as the depressed freshman who's always in the library. I'd like to learn more about him, though. He'd probably never tell me anything if I asked. Ah, going out is too much trouble. I think I'll have some udon and go to bed. Mood. What's up, Goku? How you doing? Yeah, make him socialize. Time sure flies when I'm in here. See you all around, Kenzaburo. Oh, hey, Slacker. Rabu, finally heading home after staying in the cafe for much of the day, gestures to me on his way out the door. Here, this is your tip. It's the magical candy from the pocket of an old lady from Osaka. So young men from Osaka can do it too. See you all around. I have no idea what any of that meant. Good day to you, Rabu. I think it is time to close up. Would you care for something, Slacker? It won't be as good after sitting overnight. Is there any Tanjiro left? Of course. Here you are. Oh, the cute little cup. Mmm. Tonjiro from a fancy cup is the best. Mmm. By the way, Mr. Urushihara? Yes? Mr. Rabu comes here every day, right? He does, yes. I wonder what he does. Is he a night security guard or something? A chauffeur, apparently. He is generally out all night. He likes to come here to relax before work. A budgergar who works at night? There are those among us parrots who prefer the night. The moon is wonderfully calming on clear nights. Rabu is renowned for being a very careful and reliable driver. And here I took him for the type to go wild behind the wheel. Haven't I met another careful driver recently? Today is my day as receptionist. There's nobody here as usual. Maybe I should work on the newspaper. Nageki. Yes? Do you have a minute? Oh, what is it? Want to write a book review? I'm working on the library newspaper and there's a corner open, so I thought, can't you write one yourself? I'm always writing them. We never get submissions, so the book reviews are just turning into our personal soapbox. Perhaps it would be better to remove them from the paper. My thoughts exactly. I'd like to see how you'd write one, though. It doesn't have to be very long, either. I'll write one later. Leave the paper there. Yay, thank you. What's up, Kit? How you doing? I think that's everything for the September issue. Whee! One more week until the end of August. I guess my summer job is over. I'll miss this place. Thank you for everything, Miss Slacker. It's been a pleasure. Likewise, thank you for everything, Mr. Urushihara. I think I'll be back here sometime as a customer. Y'all retiring early? Miss Slacker is a student, and so must return to her studies with the turning of the leaves. I haven't even finished half my summer homework? Face? Doing the last half in 1 week? I reckon you'll do just fine. Gonna feel real lonely around here without you, Slacker. Least Kenzaburo ain't going anywhere. Naturally not. Rabu sips from his cup. I think after working here for a month, I can safely say that he accounts for the majority of the cafe's business. A mourning dove? Yeah, that's, you talking about Nageki? Yeah, he's a mourning dove. Every birdie who comes here probably thinks of it as an oasis in the city, an island of soothing parakeet in the sea of urban life. It's kind of a pity that so few people come in. Oh, welcome. Azami, you came. Can't exactly refuse an invitation from my sweet little protege now, can I? When did I become your protege? Okay, then. Yay, have a seat, please. Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Box? You're working on vids while watching a live stream? Well, I'm honored. Welcome, welcome. Ah, Azami, is that you? Her expression suddenly hardens. Feels like the cafe is going to burst. Feels like one of those scenes when the retired cop finally faces down the mob boss just before the bullets start flying. Do you know each other? You might say that. You disappear one day and then turn up sipping tea in a place like this? Left all of us behind, have you? Azami, how do you think I felt these past 6 months? She looks ready to fly at him any moment. Azami, I don't know what's happened between you two, but Mr. Rabu is a nice man now. He drives cars and gives out candy. Please forgive him. Stay out of this, kid. It doesn't concern you. What happened, Mr. Rabu? I've never seen her this mad. Since when are you calling yourself Rabu? Blaster. Oh my god, she punched him? Oh, wait, no, that's his name. I remember your sexy, rapturous eyes back then. He used to be a living legend, kid. The leader of the toughest bikers around. Back then, there wasn't a bird on the night roads who didn't know the name of Hosokawa Blaster. Carve it into your souls. When we stand together, ain't nobody gonna hold us back. I was young then. Every one of us Hell's Birdies would have followed you to the ends of the earth, and we all knew we would have gotten there without a single traffic violation. Since when do biker gangs obey traffic laws? You don't get it, kid. You're still a rookie. You can ride with the law. When you ride on the inside. You were pretty famous for your strong ideals. Riding with the soul, as wild as any other gang, but never breaking the law. You were my hero. But a hero doesn't run away, and you did. As soon as I confessed to you, you were gone. Done with the gang tales, on to the love story. Azumi, I can tell I've hurt you. I'm sorry. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But tension crackles in the air. Only Mr. Urushihara remains exactly as he was when it all started, slowly polishing glasses behind the counter. Excuse me. So Mr. Rabu used to lead a biker gang, and his real, fake, name is Hosokawa Blaster. This entire situation seems extremely out of place here. Wait, haven't I seen the name Blaster somewhere before? Will you listen to me, Azumi? It's a little late for that. 6 months of tea and cake and you look like Mr. Fava Bean. Mr. Fava Bean? Yes, it fits so well. I don't like fat men. All my love for you burned up long ago. Azumi subjects Mr. Fava Bean to a harrowing tirade over his new physique. At this rate, Mr. Fava Bean won't be able to get a word in edgewise. Has she really stopped loving Mr. Fava Bean? I should bring up her scooter. Azumi, I don't think you've forgotten Mr. Fava Bean. What's all this, slacker? I think you thought about him all this time even now. What are you talking about, kid? I know it. Your scooter right outside is emblazoned with his name. I saw it when we first met. Writing his name right on her vehicle like that. She loves him, I'm sure of it. You still like Mr. Fava Bean, right, Azumi? Slacker, my name isn't... I saw it with my own 2 eyes. When you gave me a ride home and a lecture on traffic laws. You're pretty sharp for a human, kid. She's right. I haven't forgotten you. What a sad story. You left without even saying no, and I'm still chasing your shadow. Azumi, trying to sympathize with me? No thanks. I've had enough of that. You threw me away, and there's nothing that can change that. No, Azumi, listen to me. I never threw you away. I didn't know if I could settle down with you. I was an outcast. I was a hero on the midnight roads, but would I be a good father? Think about it. Any guy will panic a little when the girl he likes confesses like that. Yes, but is the hero of the Midnight Riders really supposed to be that timid? I sat down and I thought I had to go straight. I couldn't have made you happy like that. I'm sorry I left you behind. I was planning to come back to you when I had saved money, but it wasn't good either. Maybe this is destiny. Like Billiken said, our souls are being tested even now. Hosokawa Blaster, your eyes look like they did back then. Azumi, enough girl talk. Marry me. Of course. Oh, how sweet. Have I played Roblox? Yeah, once or twice. Wait, no, it's not over yet. Stop the credits. This is supposed to be the story of my romance, not theirs. Who did that? Who started the ending scene there? Jeez. That was kind of amazing, Mr. Urushihara. Yes, a little excitement here and there is not a bad thing. Such things just make our lives richer. I wonder if my life is richer now. No doubt it is. Well then, a few more hours until we close, Miss Slacker. Yes, sir. Those who want to see others, those who want to be seen, the soothing mecca for all such people. Torimi Cafe, Poco's Forest. I'll tweet. Shut up, Beaver. Tea next to chattering birds. Bird flavored ice cream, what? That's weird. Curry rice to die for. Wait, is this real? Wait, is this real? Hold up. I gotta check something. What's that say? Birdcafe.jp. I gotta see if this is real. Birdcafe.jp. Oh, it's not real. No, because I typed the wrong freaking word. It is real. There's a freaking bird cafe in Japan. I can't read a freaking word of it. But oh my god, that is so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look that up more later. I've always wanted to go to a cat cafe, but going to a bird cafe sounds really cute. Right in the middle of Kobe. It's just a little away from Osaka. Darn. That means we probably won't be able to go when we go to Japan. And if you still haven't had your fill of avian company, the zoo is just around the corner. The excellent, fantastic Torimi Cafe. The birds are waiting here for you. As of September 2011, please check the website for more recent information. I shall be waiting here in my birdcage for you. That's cute. I said the game isn't over yet. I knew I should have gotten up when I first woke up. I slept way too late. School starts today, right? I'm gonna be late. Oh, hello, Savant. Sir, I'm sorry. I overslept. Overslept? Ah, my homework. I forgot to bring my homework. Aren't you getting a little bit ahead of yourself, Savant? Huh? What's the number in the top left corner, left-hand corner say? Oh, you're just a little bit early. Excuse me. That's better. So, since you're here, could you lend me a hand for a bit, Savant? Lend you a hand? I was about to start grading the freshmen's exams, and I thought maybe you could help, if you don't have something else. Of course, you have a test in September, so if you want to go and study in the library. I want to study. We keep failing. We need to study. The library should be open now. I think I'll go study. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I've prepared enough for my tests. I'd like to go study if it's all right. Of course. Work hard, okay? There are already a number of students working in the library. Looks like mostly third years? They've probably all decided on their colleges and careers already. Will I be that frantic this time next year, I wonder? Nagaki is here too, leaning against a bookshelf in a far corner. Nagaki! Miss Savant, did you need something? Why are you over here? There are still plenty of seats open. You should sit down. I don't mind standing. You look like you mind. You don't like being near other birds? Is that it? He nods. They'll just ignore me anyway, whether or not I go near. Nageki, are you being bullied? No, I think he's just being paranoid. I don't think he's being bullied. Let me click, damn it. He falls silent. If there's something wrong, I'd like to help. Oh, did I choose wrong?
Good morning, everyone. I hope you had fun over the summer. Oko-san is always having fun.
Yup. What is this fun?
Once summer's over, time starts slipping by faster than ever. Try to stay focused. Ugh.
Focus, sir, focus. Second turn. Wow, what kind of pigeon is that? That's some crazy hair. Huh? Is that a student ID? Whose is it? Someone from 2-2? Not a name I recognize. Should I go find their classroom? They might already have gone home, though. Well, any teacher will do, right? Sir! Sir!
Oh. Hello, Slacker. Did you forget to turn in your homework?
I found someone's ID card, sir. It's someone from 2-2. I thought I should take it here.
No, thank you, Slacker. I can take care of it.
Huh? What is it?
Nothing. Just, you did find this today, right, Savant?
Yes, in the corridor just outside.
This student has been absent since the middle of June. How strange.
So then, was the card lying there all summer? Nobody noticed it? It's awfully clean, though. Shouldn't it at least be dusty?
Anyway, I'll take care of it. Thank you, Savant.
Hey, what's up, Faradex? How you doing? I'm doing alright, how are you? It's elective day! Let's do some more math. We gotta get our wisdom up. I had hoped for something a little more interesting from an elective, but this is dull. I can just barely keep up. Oh, no, that's me. I can just barely keep up, even though Mr. Nanaki explains everything so clearly. So this is all easy for you, Sakuya. Wow. Are you trying to curry favor with me? He looks happy, though. Good. Glad to hear it. Yay, wisdom increased by 5. We are 5 smarter. Today's the school festival. Our class decided to do a maid cafe. I'm not scheduled to work until tomorrow, so I have today off. I don't have anything to do, so I guess I'll go look around. I wonder if Nagaki's in the library today. Probably. I think I'll go buy something and hang out with him. Yep, door is open. Nagaki? Close it, please. I knew you'd be here. The door, it's loud outside. Oh, sorry. You're staying in here even today? It's almost like this is where you live. Is there something wrong with that? Of course not. You're kind of like a friendly ghost or something. It's reassuring to know you're here. Anyway, I brought you something. You're planning to stay here all day, right? What did... Cookies? Yep, the birdwatching club was selling bird-shaped cookies. Aren't they cute? Have some. Thanks. Hearing him thank me makes me very happy, even if it was in a whisper. He even looks a little happier than usual. There's a lot of other stuff, too. The third years are doing a play, and one class put together a god-tier haunted house. I was thinking of looking around a little more. Nagaki, want to come with me? No. Oh, no, he looks angry. No, thank you. Go ahead if you want. Well, alright. Sorry. I didn't mean to try to drag you out of here. I think he might actually live in here. Now that I think about it, I've never seen him anywhere else. Maybe he comes straight here as soon as he gets to school. Maybe he is a ghost. Ooh. Midterms are right around the corner. I got too excited for the festival and didn't study at all. I'll have to study at... Huh? Where's my history textbook? It's not on my desk. Oh, I was reading it in the library during lunch, so maybe it's still there. I'll go look. Sir. Welcome back, Savant. Where are you going? I think I left something in the library. Do you know if the door's still open? Somebody brought the key to the staff room a few minutes ago, so I think it's locked now. I'll go there first then. Thank you, sir. I was sitting over there? Here it is. Yay! Oh, somebody's written on the page I left open. The Congress dances, but does not progress. Well, that's funny, but don't write on people's books. Don't leave books lying around with their pages to be pages to the four winds. Nageki? What? Why are you so surprised? I hadn't thought you'd still be here. Why not? The door was locked. Don't tell me they locked you in. That would be terrible. It was? I hadn't realized. Well, if it was an accident, then it's all right. Maybe. Geez, you're supposed to make sure there's nobody left inside before you lock the door. Anyway, I need to lock the door again. I should... Let's go home with Nageki. Hey, Nageki, let's go home together. No, thank you. Even pause to think about it. Where do you live? I'll walk you. I'm fine, really. Don't worry about me. You always get mad when I suggest you go outside. Don't jump too... If I could, I'd... What? Don't worry about it. I'll lock the door, so just leave the key here. He's already reading again. I think I'm annoying him. He is a ghost. Bum. My grades aren't looking very good. I need to work harder to recover before finals. And so I sat studying in the library, while one by one the other students filed to go home. When I look up, I'm alone. Or not. My, how unusual. I think this is the first time you've sat down next to me, Nageki. I want to talk to you. You're nothing but surprises today. I'll leave you alone if you're busy. No, talk away. I was shocked when you first came and talked to me, Miss Savant. You're the only one who didn't ignore me. No one but you has ever talked to me. That's why this is the only place for me. That's terrible. Nageki, that's awful. Which class are you in? I'll talk to our teacher. I'm not done talking yet. Sorry, go on. You think I'm being bullied, right? I thought that too. You're... What? I don't think so, no. Being bullied might be better than this. Better than this? Then what is he... I'm not sure yet, though. When you talk to me, I remember things. Sometimes. But it's still not enough. I don't understand. What do you mean? Miss Savant, I think I'm... Savant, you're here late. Sir. The school's already starting to close for the night. It's good to study, but working too hard on your own for too long can backfire on you. Lock the door and head home soon, okay? On my own? Sir, what are you talking about? I'm not a... Huh? Nageki's gone. He was here just a moment ago. Where'd he go? Did he leap out the window and go home ninja style? Ooh. Hey, what's up, Velku? How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. We get our finals back today. Between midterms and practice exams, this whole semester has been nothing but tests. Savant? Sir. You're getting better. Keep it up. Yes, sir. Yay, my grades are improving. Closing time already. I don't really have any reason to be here again until the semester starts up. Oh no, it's snowing. It was clear when I left. Crossing the wilderness to get to my house in a blizzard, I'd be risking my life. You're still here? Nageki. A book under his arm, the same as always. I do wonder about last time, but if he wants to talk, then he'll talk to me. For now, I won't bring it up. I was about to go home, but... Snow? Mm-hmm. Guess I'll have to wait until it stops. Now they're playing Silent Night. He makes a noise of agreement and sits down next to me with his book. He's been a little distant today, but maybe he's warming up to me in his own way? What are you reading? Dickens. A Christmas Carol. Oh, it's Christmas Eve today, isn't it? Please keep quiet in the library. Sorry. I completely forgot. I guess this makes it a white Christmas. More like a whiteout Christmas, if you ask me. Looks like you're almost finished? Yep. I just got to the part where Tiny Tim dies and Scrooge sees his own grave. That sounds like a depressing story. You haven't read it? Even though you work here? I'm Buddhist, so Christmas stuff has never been... Tim is a boy born weak, who dies young. The protagonist, Scrooge, sees that will happen and tries to prevent it. Time travel? I thought it was a classic, but it sounds kind of science fiction-y. I can see that. It's not really the focus of the book, though. I'd like to see the future. It would be nice being able to avoid getting into trouble. I wouldn't like it. No? The future is what it is. It is what it is, and that's all there is to it. And so we enjoyed the present point in time along which we flowed. This is a nice way to spend Christmas, I think. Your laptop just had the crash of its life. Oh. Oh no, you didn't lose anything, did you? That would be a bummer. The sun, its majestic brilliance, sweeps across the land, lighting it into incandescent glory. It's the first day of the new year. Looks like I'm still alive to enjoy it. It's a little cold out, but it's calm and the sun is warm. I think I'll go visit the shrine. There are a lot of birds here already. Must be nice to have warm winter plumage. Maybe I should borrow some from some birdie. I think I'll buy an amulet and go home. Slacker! Happy New Year. Here's to many happy returns, right? What are you doing, Ryota? Exactly what it looks like. I'm working here today and tomorrow. Oh, it looks good on you. You came here to buy an amulet, right? Which one would you like? You haven't turned it back on yet because it's still pretty warm. Did it overheat and turn off? Yeah. I'd like one for school. I need help in school. Here you go. Thanks, Ryota. Are you here all day today? Yep. The first day is always busy. Oh, well, I was going to ask if you wanted to get lunch together, but sorry, Slacker. Maybe some other time? Since you're here, why not go get a fortune? They're next to the main building over there. Okay, thanks. See you, Ryota. Mr. Nanaki, Happy New Year. Oh, hello, Savant. Happy New Year. Did you get a fortune, sir? Yes, unfortunately, I seem to have drawn the chicken of ill omen. Why don't you take one? I will. What should I take? This one. Java blessing. Look at the old Finji. Good. You got a better one than I did. I think this will be a good year for you, Savant. Thank you, sir. You want to upgrade to a PC, but you don't have PC money?
From the ad break.
Yeah.
If you hate ads,
PCs are
consider a sub
usually
or using your Twitch
a
Prime.
little pricey. Although you can buy pre-built ones if you don't have the money to buy like the parts. Because it's usually a little bit more pricier to purchase like the individual parts. But, you know, depending on where you live, usually, like, oh, I don't know if you're from America or not, but here in America, we have Costco, and I think Walmart sells them too. Those are two good ones. They usually sell some pretty good pre-builts, you know, so if you're on a budget, you can usually get a pretty good pre-built. Well, yeah, that'll do it. Sorry, Velku. What's up, Invincible? How you doing? Also, okay, Box. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all had good vacations. I hibernated. What a shocker. You're still hibernating. Sir, wake up.
Oh. I've said this before, but your junior year will be over before you know it. Let's enjoy this time while it lasts.
There's nothing special this semester. Nothing to worry about. Your bank account has a restraining order on money. Sorry, friend. It's still light out, so maybe I'll go somewhere before I head home. Whee! Oh, tomorrow's Legumentine's? Legumentine? Like Bean Valentine? That's funny. I think I'll buy some beans. Today, Legumentine is a holiday where you give beans to the boy you like, but apparently it used to involve throwing them at pigeons. Disgraceful. Good evening, here for beans? Yes, is there a kind that you think is particularly good? This year's trend is towards these bean medleys for racers, but they are a little pricey. It's hard to say without knowing the bird in question, really. That's true. And sometimes the cheap ramen tastes better than the expensive stuff. I think I'll buy... Uh-oh. What should we get? I don't know. I wonder if the school bathrooms is just a stick to stand on, right? It's always fun to think about like what an actual like world would look like built for animals. You know, like you take all of the stuff that we have, all of the cars, toilets, elevators, whatever, and think about like how would they be built for animals? You know, that'd be pretty funny. I'm gonna get the millet. I don't know why, but I think birdies would like that. Thank you, miss. Here you are. Today's the day. The preparations are complete. Time to give the beans to that special sunbirdie. Almost empty, as always. And unsurprisingly, heating doesn't work well here, so the winter cold will stick around well through February. The pervading chill has earned the library the dubious honor of being one of the school's least popular places in winter. The few students here are huddled around the heater, so Nagaki should be... There you are, Nagaki. Sitting in a frigid corner, far from the meager effects of the heater, as expected. Please be quiet in the library. Oh, can you somehow forgive my dreadful sin? It's cold here. Are you okay, Nagaki? I am fine. Don't mind me, Miss Savant. Feel free to go sit by the heater if you're cold. Nope, I'm fine. My house doesn't have a heater at all. Anyway, I have something to give you. It's Legumentines, you know. Here, foxtail millet. For me? Yep, you're supposed to give beans to the most important bird in your life today. Do you want them? Yes, thank you. He looks happier than usual, or is it my imagination? I often ate these when I was younger. This brings back memories. Thank you, Miss Savant. You're welcome, Nagaki. Oh. You want to see is what our world would look like if it was made for jellyfish? Can you imagine? Like instead of cars, it'd probably be like a box filled with water and like a little controller where they can like move it with their sticks. Good night, Enzo. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. Lots of requested books are going to come in today. I'll have to work through lunch. Ah, sorting all of these takes forever. I think I just have the encyclopedias to do before I'm home, before I'm done. Huh? There's a note on the help desk counter. Um, Miss Savant, be here after the other students have all left. Fujishiro Nagaki. It reads like a challenge to a samurai duel. How fitting. I think this is the first time he's approached me. I wonder what it's all about. Hey Kate, how you doing? What's up, Creek? This game is called Hatoful Boyfriend, the dating sim about birds. Nagaki, are you here? Nagaki? Here. Nagaki. Hello, Miss Savant. You startled me. How long have you been standing there? From the very beginning. So what did you need? I want to talk with you, Miss Savant. Talk with me? Continue our conversation. We were talking about bullying, I think. Okay, I'm all ears, Nagaki. I'm not sure where to start. I've noticed a lot since we last spoke together. Miss Savant. Hmm? Let's go outside. What? But he hates going outside. What bird am I? I'm not a bird. I'm a human. I'm the only human. Come on. He stands up and walks over to the door. I follow, agitated. You first. Okay. Okay? But you did not pay attention when I first started the game, did I? Why does he want to go outside all of a sudden? I should be happy, but... Huh? What's wrong? You said you wanted to come out here. He stands in the doorway, pushing against open air. What are you doing? Mime? Watch. He walks back a little ways into the library and then runs forward, crashing into the air. Nagaki, what? You were distracted by Borbs? Okay. Fair enough. The only human in a world full of pigeons. Well, world full of tons of birds. We've seen parakeets, finches. Apparently there's peacocks. I haven't seen a peacock yet though. Thud. Huh? He bounces off the invisible wall and falls back into the library. That's too good to be a mime act. As I thought, can't leave. What? I can't leave this room. I wake up in this library. After a while, I lose consciousness and wake up here again, and so it repeats. I said I'd come to understand the truth by talking to you, Miss Savant. You've probably noticed, too, why no one else talks to me. That's because you're a ghost. Can't see you. I'm the only one who can see you? Probably. I forgot why I was here, how I came to be stuck in this place. I've been alone here for years, with no one to talk to. For years? My sense of time has broken. I cannot feel or remember its passage. I've seen at least 5 school festivals go by. But then you came and talked to me. I had had no partners but myself for so long, and suddenly, you wouldn't leave me alone. As I talked to you, I finally remembered why I can't leave. I killed myself in this room, and so here I stay. My clock broke here, its hands turning meaninglessly, each day the same as the last. Alone, forever. No one is bullying me or ignoring me. I'm not here to begin with. I have no regrets. It was my choice to end my life here after all. But I think I will miss you, Miss Savant. If I wasn't like this, I would have liked to talk to you for longer. Nagaki. I wrap my arms around him. I can feel him, softly, but he's cold. At first, sitting here alone was painful, but I grew numb over time. I ceased to feel pain. That feeling that I thought I had lost came back because of you. I'll talk to you enough to make up for everyone else, Nagaki. Maybe one day you'll be able to leave. No. Why not? As I talked to you, I changed. I didn't notice until just recently. When you told me about this school, I was probably trying to take back the time I was never able to spend here. I never asked you to, but you relentlessly told me everything that was going on here. I already feel like I've spent a full year at this school. And now it's over. I think the clock's hands are going to stop soon. Nagaki? His head is right next to mine, but his voice sounds muffled and distant. When I look over, his feet are already disappearing. Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Peacocks are mean. You have a vivid memory when you were little and you got chased by a peacock. Oh no. Did it have its tail feathers up? And it was like going, "Arr!" Chasing after you? Yeah, I've heard they can be little jerks. Nagaki, wait! We've never talked like this before. I don't want this to be the last time. Don't cry, Miss Savant. I'm already long gone. There's no one here to mourn. There's just one thing I need to tell you before I go. The thing that I noticed. The secret that stopped my clock. What is so important that you're texting me at 9 o'clock at night? Nothing. It's my stupid job. I do not care. No. No, don't say it, Nagaki. As I filled up, I grew closer to disappearing. You're the one who made me disappear, Miss Savant. I can't stop it now. But I still have so many things to tell you. You've already given me more than enough. I'm satisfied. The secret. Thank you. I love you. Oh no. Goodbye, ghost boyfriend. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Is that truly the end? Oh, no, it's just one of the endings. No. Just like your siblings when you take one, they chase after you. Okay, so then we have to get the other endings then, right? Well, we'll do that next time. I'm going to switch games. But the only problem is I didn't foresee this game ending so soon. I'm gonna switch over to some Red Dead. That was the plan after this, because I thought the game was gonna be a little bit longer. But thank you everybody for being here. Please hang back. I'm going to take a short BRB while I switch games and do some other things, okay? So just hang back and I will be right back. That includes you, TikTok. Just hanging tight, okay? Oh, I don't have my BRB thing. Shoot, I forgot when I set up this new thing for TikTok I didn't include a BRB. Well, you'll just see me disappear for a second, so sorry. Alright, I'll be right back, everybody.